My girlfriend's ex called at 2 a.m. I need emotional support. I'm going through something. She said, I have to go. He needs me more than you right now. I replied, go. Then I changed the locks, packed her things, and texted her mom's address. When she returned at 6 a.m. after comforting him, original post, 30 male, have been with my girlfriend for 2 years. We moved in together about 10 months ago into my apartment. Lease is in my name. I pay the rent. She contributes toward utilities and groceries. That arrangement was supposed to be temporary until we found a place together, but somehow it just became the status quo. Her ex has always been a sore subject. They dated for 4 years before me, broke up because he wasn't ready for commitment, and she swore up and down when we started dating that he was completely in the past. I believed her. I had no reason not to, except he never really went away. He'd text her on holidays. She'd respond. He'd call when he was going through something. She'd answer. I brought it up maybe 6 months into our relationship, told her it made me uncomfortable. She said I was being insecure, that they were just friends now, and that cutting off someone who was part of her life for 4 years would be cruel. I let it go. Shouldn't have. Fast forward to last Tuesday. We're in bed. It's almost 2 a.m., and her phone starts ringing. Not vibrating, full volume ringing. She'd forgotten to put it on silent. I saw his name on the screen before she grabbed it. Hello. What's wrong? I could hear his voice through the phone. Not the words, but the tone. Muffled, dramatic, like someone performing distress. Okay, calm down. What happened? She got out of bed and went to the hallway. I could still hear pieces of the conversation. I know it's late, but you're the only one who understands. I just need someone to talk to. She came back into the bedroom and started getting dressed. Jeans, a sweater, grabbing her keys. Me, where are you going? He's going through something. His sister is sick, and he doesn't have anyone else to talk to. I need to be there for him. Me, at 2 in the morning. Yes, at 2 in the morning. Because that's when he called. That's when he needs me. Me, and what about what I need? I need my girlfriend not to run out of our bed in the middle of the night to comfort her ex. She stopped, looked at me with this expression I'd never seen before. Cold, dismissive. He needs me more than you do right now. You're fine. He's not. I stared at her for a long moment. Something in me just shifted, like a gear clicking into place. Me, go. What? Me. I said go. He needs you. Go. She looked confused, like she expected more of a fight. Then she grabbed her purse and left. I heard her car pull out of the driveway, watched the headlights disappear down the street. Then I got up and got to work. First, I called a 24-hour locksmith. Yeah, they exist, and they charge a premium for middle-of-the-night service. $180 to change my front door lock and give me 2 new keys. Worth every penny. While I waited for the locksmith, I started packing her things. I wasn't aggressive about it. No throwing stuff in garbage bags or breaking anything. I actually folded her clothes, put her toiletries in a separate bag, gathered her books and chargers, and the little decorative pillows she'd insisted on buying. Took about 2 hours. 4 large suitcases, 3 boxes, and a couple of shopping bags. The locksmith finished around 4:30 a.m. I paid him in cash, tipped him an extra 20, and he left without asking questions. Professional. At 5 a.m., I texted her mom. We met a few times, had a decent relationship. The text was simple. Hi, it's me. Your daughter will need somewhere to stay starting tonight. Her things will be at your address by this afternoon. I'm sorry it came to this. Her mom didn't respond immediately. I figured she was asleep. Then I sat on my couch with a cup of coffee and waited. She got back at 6:17 a.m. I know the exact time because I was watching the clock. First, I heard her car, then footsteps on the porch, then the sound of her key not working in the lock. Jiggle, jiggle, more forceful jiggle, then knocking. Hey, the door won't open. Something's wrong with the lock. I didn't move. Hello, are you awake? I can't get in. I got up, walked to the door, and opened it. She was standing there, keys still in hand, looking confused and a little disheveled. Her hair was messy. Her makeup was smudged. She smelled like his cologne. What happened to the lock? My key doesn't work. Me. That's because I changed it. You what? Me. Your stuff is packed. It's in the living room. I'm having it delivered to your mom's place this afternoon. She pushed past me into the apartment and saw the suitcases and boxes stacked neatly by the couch. Her, are you serious right now? You can't just kick me out. Me, I'm not kicking you out. I'm ending our relationship and asking you to leave my apartment. Her, your apartment? I live here. Me, your name isn't on the lease. You've been contributing to utilities, not rent. Legally, I'm required to give you reasonable notice, which I'm doing now. You have until tonight to arrange pickup of your belongings, or I'll have them delivered. She started crying. The same tears she probably used on him 4 hours ago. Her, I was just helping a friend. His sister is sick. What was I supposed to do, ignore him? Me, at 2 a.m.? Yeah, that's exactly what you were supposed to do. Or tell him to call you in the morning. Or suggest he call literally anyone else. Instead, you looked me in the eye and told me he needed you more than I do. Her, I didn't mean it like that. Me, then how did you mean it? Because it sounded pretty clear to me. She didn't have an answer. Me, you came home smelling like him. Your hair's a mess. Your makeup's smeared. You were gone for 4 hours in the middle of the night talking. What exactly am I supposed to think? Her, nothing happened. We just talked. His sister has cancer, okay? He was a wreck. Me, then why do you smell like his cologne? She opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. Her, we hugged. He was crying. That's IT. Me, for 4 hours. Her, time got away from us. I didn't realize. Me, get your stuff and go. This conversation is over. She tried everything after that. Crying harder, apologizing, promising it would never happen again, telling me I was overreacting, telling me I was being cruel, telling me I was going to regret this. I didn't budge. At 8 a.m., her mom finally texted back. What's going on? She won't answer my calls. I called her mom directly, explained the situation as calmly as I could. The 2 a.m. call, the 4-hour absence, the statement about him needing her more, everything. Her mom listened. Then she sighed, this long, tired sigh that told me this wasn't the first time her daughter had pulled something like this. Her mom, I'll come get her things. I'm so sorry. She came by that afternoon with her sister's husband. They loaded everything into a pickup truck while my now ex sat in the passenger seat of her own car, refusing to look at me. Before they left, her mom pulled me aside. Her mom, for what it's worth, I always liked you. And I warned her about him. Multiple times. She doesn't listen. Me, I appreciate you saying that. Her mom, if she comes back here causing trouble, you call. Me first. I'll handle it. They drove away. I went back inside, sat on my couch, and realized for the first time in 10 months, the apartment was actually quiet. That was 3 days ago. She's been texting constantly. I haven't responded to any of it. I've got screenshots of everything in case I need them later. We'll update if things escalate. Update 1, 7 days later. Okay, so things definitely escalated. First, some clarifications from the comments. Yes, I'm sure the apartment is legally mine. Yes, I consulted with a lawyer friend before doing any of this. In my state, she wasn't technically a tenant because she never paid rent, just utilities. She was essentially a guest with a drawer. My lawyer friend said I was in the clear, especially since I gave her reasonable time to collect her belongings and didn't destroy or withhold anything. Now, on to the chaos. For the first few days after she moved out, her texts were mostly apologetic. Lots of, I made a mistake, and please let me explain, and you're throwing away 2 years over nothing. I didn't respond. Then the tone shifted. Day 4, she started getting angry. You're being unreasonable. You're punishing me for being a good person. His sister is literally dying, and you made me choose. I still didn't respond. Day 5, her ex texted me. First time he'd ever contacted me directly. Him, hey man, I think there's been a misunderstanding. Nothing happened between us that night. I just needed someone to talk to. You should give her another chance. I responded to that one. Just one line. The fact that you think this is any of your business tells me everything I need to know. He didn't reply. Day 6, her friends started reaching out. Not people I knew well, acquaintances from her social circle who suddenly had opinions about my relationship. Friend 1, she's devastated. She didn't do anything wrong. You're being so harsh. Friend 2, Imagine kicking someone out over a phone call. That's insane. Friend 3. She told me you've always been jealous of him. Maybe you should work on that. I didn't engage with any of them. Just blocked as they came in. Day 7. Today is when things got genuinely wild. She showed up at my workplace. I work at a logistics company. Nothing fancy, just a regular office job. She doesn't know anyone there, but she knows the address. Around noon, I got a call from reception saying there was a woman asking for me who seemed upset. I told them I wasn't available and to ask her to leave. She refused, started getting loud in the lobby, talking about how I abandoned her and threw her out on the street and won't even talk to her like a man. Security had to escort her out. My manager saw the whole thing. I spent the next hour in his office explaining that I was going through a personal situation and it wouldn't happen again. He was understanding, but I could tell it wasn't a good look. He suggested I handle my personal affairs outside of work hours and left it at that. When I got home, there was a note taped to my door. In her handwriting, "You can't ignore me forever. We need to talk. This isn't fair. You owe me a conversation." I owe her nothing. I took a photo of the note, added it to my documentation folder, and threw the original away. That night, around 9 p.m., I got a call from an unknown number. I usually don't answer those, but something told me to pick up. It was her dad. We'd only met twice. He lives a few states away and isn't really involved in her life. But apparently, she'd called him crying, and he decided to intervene. Her dad, "Son, I don't know all the details, but my daughter is in a bad way. Whatever happened, can't you two just sit down and talk it out?" Me, "Sir." With respect, she left my bed at 2 a.m. to go comfort her ex-boyfriend. When I asked her to stay, she told me he needed her more than I did. She was gone for 4 hours and came back smelling like his cologne. I don't think talking is going to fix that. Long pause. Her dad, "She did what now?" Me, "She didn't tell you that part?" Her dad, "She said you kicked her out because you were jealous of an old friend." Me, "That's not what happened. I can send you the text if you want proof." Another long pause. Her dad, "No, that won't be necessary. I believe you. She has a history of rewriting situations to make herself the victim. I'm sorry she put you through this. And I'm sorry I called without knowing the full story." Me, "I appreciate you hearing me out." Her dad, "I'm going to have a conversation with her. Don't expect a miracle, but maybe she'll leave you alone after." He hung up. I actually felt a little bad for him. Seemed like a decent guy stuck with a daughter who learned selective truth-telling from someone. This brings us to today. I block her on everything except text messages, keeping those open for documentation purposes. I've informed my job about the situation. I've told my landlord that she no longer lives here and should not be given access under any circumstances. I don't know what she's going to try next, but I'm ready for it. One thing I've realized through all this, she never actually apologized for what she said. Not once. Every message was about what I did to her, kicking her out, ignoring her, embarrassing her. Not a single acknowledgement that telling your boyfriend his needs matter less than your ex's might be hurtful. That tells me everything I need to know about who she really is. More updates to come if necessary. Update 2, 15 days after original post. All right, this is getting exhausting, but also kind of satisfying in a way I didn't expect. So after her dad called, things went quiet for about 3 days. I thought maybe his conversation with her actually worked. Maybe she was finally going to leave me alone and move on with her life. Nope. Day 11, I got a letter. An actual physical letter, certified mail, from a lawyer. Well, sort of a lawyer. I looked up the firm, and it's one of those legal services places that charges $150 to send threatening letters on official letterhead. The letter claimed I had illegally evicted her from our shared residence, and that she was entitled to compensation for the emotional distress and financial burden this caused. It demanded $3,000 for moving expenses, temporary housing, and pain and suffering. $3,000 for someone who never paid rent and left my bed at 2 a.m. to go be with her ex. I showed the letter to my lawyer friend. He actually laughed out loud. This is garbage. She wasn't on a lease, she didn't pay rent, and you gave her adequate time to collect her belongings. This letter is designed to scare you into paying to make it go away. Ignore it. Me, what if she actually files something? She won't. And if she does, it'll get thrown out in 5 minutes. Save the letter for your records and move on. So I did. Day 12, her mom reached out again. This time, her tone was different. Her mom, I need to apologize to you again. I've learned some things I didn't know before. Me, what things? Her mom, she's been in contact with her ex the entire time you two were together. Not just occasional check-ins, regular communication. And this wasn't the first time she went to see him late at night. It happened at least twice before while she was living with you. She told me she was staying late at work those nights. My stomach dropped. Me, how do you know this? Her mom, her sister found messages. She was staying at my house and left her laptop open. Her sister wasn't snooping. She just saw notifications pop up. They went back months. Years, actually. Me, does she know you're telling me this? Her mom, no. And she can't know. She'd never speak to me again. And I need to be there for her, because clearly she needs help. But I wanted you to know that you made the right decision. Whatever guilt you might be feeling, let it go. She wasn't who she pretended to be. I thanked her. Genuinely. That information didn't change anything practically, but it confirmed what I'd suspected. This wasn't a one-time lapse in judgment. This was a pattern. Day 13, the ex texted me again. This time it was longer. Him, look man, I know you're mad, but you need to understand something. We have history. Real history. For years. You had her for 2. She was always going to come back to me eventually. I didn't steal her. You just never really had her in the first place. Stop being dramatic about it. I read that message about 5 times. Not because it hurt. It didn't actually. But because it was the clearest window into who this guy really was. He thought he'd won something. Like my girlfriend was a trophy he'd temporarily lost and now reclaimed. Like I was some obstacle he'd successfully navigated around. I didn't respond, but I did screenshot it and send it to her mom with no comment. Let her see exactly what kind of friend her daughter was running to at 2 a.m. Day 14, I heard from her sister directly for the first time. Her sister, hey, this is awkward, but I felt like you deserve to know what's happening over here. She and the ex are officially together now. He basically moved into my mom's house. They're acting like it's this great love story. It's disgusting to watch. Me, how's your mom handling it? Her sister, she's furious but won't say anything because she doesn't want to push her daughter away. The ex is already causing problems. He doesn't help with anything, eats all the food, leaves messes everywhere. Classic. But my sister thinks he's changed, and they're going to make it work this time. Me, that's not my problem anymore. Her sister, I know. I just wanted you to know that some of us see through her BS. And for what it's worth, I'm sorry. You were good for her. Way better than she deserved. That conversation gave me more closure than anything else. Knowing that she'd immediately jumped into a relationship with him, the guy who wasn't ready for commitment, confirmed everything. I wasn't the problem. I was never the problem. I was just the stable option she kept around while waiting for the chaos she actually wanted. Day 15. Today, I finally responded to one of her texts. She'd sent dozens at this point. The most recent one said, I know you've been talking to my family about me. That's so low. If you want to hurt me, just say it to my face. My response, I haven't said a negative word about you to anyone. Your family reached out to me with information they discovered independently. If you're embarrassed by what they found, that's between you and them. Don't contact me again. She responded immediately. You're such a coward. You ruined everything, and now you're playing the victim. I hope you end up alone. I blocked her after that. All channels. I've got enough documentation if she tries anything legal. I've got statement from her own family confirming her behavior. I've got screenshots of her ex admitting this was planned all along. I'm done. Truly done. Final update, 21 days after original post. This is my last update because, honestly, there's nothing left to tell. The situation has resolved itself in a way I didn't orchestrate, and I'm okay with that. 3 days after my last update, I got a call from her sister again. Her sister, you're going to want to hear this. They broke up. Me already. Her sister, oh yeah. Spectacular implosion. Turns out the whole his sister has cancer thing? Complete lie. His sister is fine. Always was. He made it up to get her to come over that night because he knew she'd drop everything for a sob story. My mom found out when she tried to send flowers to the sick sister and discovered there was no illness. I let that sink in. So he manipulated her into leaving my bed at 2 a.m. with a fake dying sister story. Her sister, yep. And when she confronted him about it, he didn't even apologize. Just said, "It worked, didn't it?" Like he was proud of himself. What did she do? Her sister threw his stuff on the lawn. Full meltdown. Screaming, crying, the whole thing. Neighbors called the cops. It was a whole scene. He's gone now, staying with some buddy. And she's back at my mom's house, crying about how all men are terrible. I wanted to feel satisfied. I really did. But mostly I just felt tired. Is she okay? Her sister, she's processing, I guess. She still doesn't think she did anything wrong to you, by the way. In her mind, she was just being a supportive friend and you overreacted. The fact that his story was fake doesn't change how she feels about what happened between you two. That's not surprising. Her sister, yeah. I don't think she's going to learn anything from this. She'll just find someone else to blame and move on. That's what she does. That was 4 days ago. Since then, nothing. No texts. No letters. No workplace visits. Either she's too embarrassed to contact me after the ex situation blew up, or she's genuinely moved on to blaming someone else. Either way, I'm done being part of her story. Here's what I've learned from all of this. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. She told me, at 2 a.m. with mascara running down her face, that he needed her more than I did. That wasn't a slip of the tongue. That was her priority list spoken out loud. Actions matter more than apologies. In the weeks since this happened, she never once acknowledged what she said or did. Every message was about how I was hurting her. That kind of person doesn't change. They just find new people to blame. Trust your gut. I knew something was off about her friendship with him for months. I ignored it because I wanted to believe her. I won't make that mistake again. I'm not dating anyone right now. Not because I'm traumatized or bitter, just because I want to make sure I'm entering the next relationship with clear eyes. No more ignoring red flags because I like someone. No more accepting you're just being insecure when I have legitimate concerns. The apartment feels different now. Quieter, obviously, but also lighter. I didn't realize how much energy I was spending managing her emotions, walking on eggshells around the ex topic, pretending everything was fine when it clearly wasn't. Her mom sent me one final message a few days ago. "I want to thank you for how you handled everything. You could have been vindictive, but you weren't. You were firm but fair. I wish things had been different, but I understand why they're not. Take care of yourself." I appreciated that. Her ex reached out one more time, right after the breakup, wanted to tell me no hard feelings and that he and I were both just caught up in her drama. I didn't respond. He wanted absolution, and I'm not the one to give it. He lied about his sister having cancer to manipulate my girlfriend into cheating on me. He can live with that. As for her, I don't wish her ill. I also don't wish her anything, really. She's just someone I used to know. Someone who made a choice at 2 a.m. that revealed exactly who she was. And someone who, apparently, got exactly what she wanted. Her chaotic ex, her dramatic scenes, her starring role in her own tragedy. Just without me in the audience. The last thing I did was change my emergency contact information at work. It used to be her. Now it's my brother. Small thing, but it felt like the final step. I'm good now. Genuinely good. Not in a living my best life Instagram way, just in a I made the right call and I can live with it way. She's someone else's problem now. Or more accurately, she's her own problem. I'm just glad I'm not the one cleaning up the mess anymore. Thanks for following along, everyone. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just refusing to participate in someone else's chaos. She chose him at 2 a.m., and that choice had consequences. I just made sure they were the right ones.